Hello, I am Hannah Lynch, and I am studying the Corvus coronae and kleptoparasitism behavior in the carrion crow, Corvus coronae. Here's the focal behavior. It is kleptoparasitism. So as we watch this clip, you can see two birds pulling this trash bag apart. This trash bag is something that they had just recently taken from a human being because these crows in Misawa, Japan are constantly swooping in and taking food or bags of food or packages of food from these people as they're walking to and from the store. So, a couple different hypotheses about this behavior. Causation. Carrion crows are triggered by visual stimuli to know the food is present, and they have the opportunity to gain food with minimal effort. This causes them to steal items from other beings. So, Marsloff did a study about sensory and social cues. So, socially speaking, these crows are watching each other, and they're flogging people almost. And then sensory wise, it was between hearing or seeing these stimuli. And so hearing is pretty difficult. We're on an airbase, so there's lots of noise, and that's why I decided to focus on the visual stimuli in this instance. For the development hypothesis, when they are young or entering new social settings, carrion crows learn through watching others' behaviors that stealing food from another bird or human is less taxing than foraging on their own. So Lefebvre talks about in 1988, many birds from foraging behavior they learn foraging behaviors from pre-adults and apply those actions whenever they do become adults. So this supports the idea that these crows are learning from watching the other crows forage. So those flocks of crows in the commissary parking lot, or I guess murder of crows, they're watching each other steal from the humans who are coming in and out with food in their bags, and so they're learning that those foods are good, or those bags are good targets to attack for food. For function, because kleptoparasitism allows crows to find and consume food outside of their normal diet, which is usually better quality than their normal diet, and they consume less energy doing this, it increases their chance of survival. So Stoller in 2002 studied ravens, and this gives us insight to the carrion crow and the function analysis of this behavior of kleptoparasitism. They show us that they have access to better food, being a kleptoparasite, so this definitely helps them, and they use significantly less energy whenever they're getting this food, and that just increases their fitness. For evolution, kleptoparasitism is an adaptive behavior that evolved over time and was used by a common ancestor with the raven. It helps them take advantage of another species when food sources may be rare or non-existent. Roth in 2010 did a study, of course, on ravens again, and looked at the use of this behavior over time and how it has evolved into a popular tactic used not just by the crow but other bird relatives. So seafaring birds use this often whenever they're along the coast. For cog books, here I just selected foraging and feeding as the module I'd like to focus on. So seek and subdue method for finding prey is what I selected for the crow. And this is because they seek it by going to the commissary and they subdue it, but they just wait. They wait for a good time to take advantage of these people walking to and from the store. And so they've learned from their social gaggles that they can steal food from humans. And they know when to wait and when to best take advantage of us. For the optimal foraging theory, this makes a prediction about how animals maximize fitness while foraging. And the animals use ingenious methods to secure the food they need to survive and reproduce. This is exactly what these crows are doing by stealing from humans. And then lastly, I have the marginal value theorem in here, which predicts an animal should leave a patch when its rate of food intake it drops below the average rate. This doesn't happen that often here. I just want to throw that in here because this is kind of like an outlier for a study of the crows here, because they know they will always have food here in Misawa because there will always be people shopping. All right, here are my references. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and I had an awesome semester.